Good morning. I give you 3 guesses what I'm working on. The first 2 don't count. Just wondering if I can buff this out or not. It's got a little bit of wrinklage going on here. I see it's had some work before, and there's, well, I wouldn't say a 1/4 inch here, but there's some. This back end could use, I'll clean it and see how thin it is, but it might be pretty solid yet, so I'll knock that down and see what I can do with it. Otherwise this fender's perfect. And you know, using original sheet metal is, in a lot of cases, far better than going with the aftermarket stuff, just because of the way they fit. And for the price of it nowadays, if I can't do it, then we have to resort to getting another one. But I'm going to give it a shot anyway, see if I can make this look decent again. The other fender's pretty straight, so I think I should be able to make like a contour gauge so I can get this bottom section and make sure it's right. It looks like it's buckled in too, but I'm gonna give it the old try. I don't think I can make it any worse. So yeah, that's what's going on this week here. And yeah, try and bash it out and make it look a little better. That's not the greatest, but I'm sure I can improve it. All right, again, thank you both for watching, and I'll bring you up to speed in a couple days. Take care. Yep, found some body filler. Like all of it. So yeah, the dings and dents are gone for the most part, but I don't know whether I'm gonna beat it down and fill it, or if I'm gonna just, let's see if I can get this here. Across the top, there's a bit of a crown. Across the bottom, she's hollow right here. And then over here, even at the body line, there's a little bit of a crown, but there's a lot of a crown right there. So that's got to get flattened down yet. But I'm sure this metal is all stretched. So I'm gonna try and maybe do a couple shrinks and see if I can get it down. And I can see right here, this is all high, it needs a shrink. And probably right here. So I'm gonna give it a shot, see if I can actually figure it out. See what happens. It's worth a try. I can't make it worse. If he's not happy with it, he can always buy a new fender. Not that I want him to, but hey, it's his car. It's not going to be a show car. Like Dad used to say, it's not a piano. All right, we'll see how far I get with this today. And look, if you're looking at the shadows, could shrink here, but this is too thin and rusty. I'm gonna cut this out after and replace it. Maybe a few shrinks might help me. Okay, let's see how we make out there. Morning, it's Tuesday. Wow, it's dark in here. I'll have to work on that. So, today, there it is. First order of business. I don't know. Do you think I can make a shrinking disc out of this? It's fairly flat. It's not very large. It's an experiment. Chuck it in the lathe. Yeah, chuck it in the lathe and It almost looks like it's not gonna work. Okay, well, I'm gonna chuck it in lathe anyway. And take the handle off, bore a 7/8 hole, stick it in the old hydraulic press, that thing there, depress the center, and see what kind of trouble I'm gonna get myself into. I'd like to have a shrinking disc, and we'll see where that takes me. Now remember, these things are freaking dangerous. A homemade one, probably deadly. I would not recommend you do this. Well, where is it? It might work. Interestingly enough, that hole got bigger when I put the crimp in it. And it distorted. You can see the low spots. It does heat though. I'm still going to have to experiment with it and deal with this jagged edge. I had to cut it off for the clearance for the grinder. I don't know. I'm starting to think it wasn't a good idea. I'll just throw it in the scrap bin and play it safe. Anyway, I got back to hammer and dollying this a little bit, and I've got it really close, really close. These holes here, I've decided to just kind of grind them out, and I'll back it with copper, and I'll just fill them in, and then I'll clean it up from both sides, and if it needs more, I'll just weld in a little more. But I got to get it close because that stuff is not movable once you get it done. But I'm quite content with the dents being pretty much gone. Dennis will be happy. There's a little bit here, but there's a little sheet metal. Oh, fingers. And no shadows. Where is it? There's a reinforced, yeah, you can see it here. This piece here. It's got a 90 that goes around, where are we? This corner. So it's going to be, it is what it is, and I don't know if I can do much body work until we fit the front nose piece. But I've knocked away most of the filler. Yeah, now it's going to have to be fitted to the car and pushed around, I think. So I'm going to burn all the rust off, wire wheel it. Inside is just going to get that satin black paint. I just soak her down with some rust converter after I wire wheel it, clean it, and then it should be pretty much ready to hang, and then I can continue on with making dust. Right, thanks again. It's been a pretty productive couple days, I think, as far as this fender goes. It was looking like a disaster. I pretty much got it, so I'm very happy with it.